Hey everyone, welcome to Mobility Academy. I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Elia, and in today's video I want to show you a beautiful exercise to work on your active flexibility. Alright, more in particular, I want to show you a method, an exercise you can use to improve your compression, which is the ability to bring your legs towards your torso using the strength of your muscles. Alright, and this is something really useful in many different disciplines. For example, a lot of people ask me how to achieve a V-seat, how to achieve a press to handstand, and things like those. And this exercise right here, which I'm showing you today, is really useful for that. But before I start, let me remind you that if you want to master the V-seat, which is one of the best positions to master if you want to improve your compression, and it's really beautiful to see, all right, I have a complete video course where I can help you achieve your V-seat as well, and also to improve your flexibility level. All right, if you want to check out this video course, just click on the link in the description down below. With that said, let's start. All right guys, so this exercise here is called the pike pulls. All right, the pike pulls, and it's a really simple exercise. Okay, it's really simple, not to do but to understand. All right, and you gotta have a really good hamstrings and glutes flexibility, so a good posterior chain flexibility. Now, I got a lot of free videos right here on YouTube where you can find more about hamstrings, glutes, posterior chain flexibility. All right, so just check out all these videos on my Mobility Academy channel right here. But this one is for active flexibility. All right, so we're going to use the strength of our legs to create a stretch, all right, of the legs and of the abs, just to create the stretch. All right, so let me show you how to do this exercise right here. Now, there are many different variations. All right, in this video right here, we're going to start from the really basic of this exercise here, and then we are going to add intensity, all right, until we find the hardest variation. And then in another video we're going to see a variation which is much harder than those explained in this video right here. All right, but let's start from the beginning. All right, so now today in this video right here I want to explain to you how to do something like this, how to bring your legs towards your torso. So this is the final variation we want to do. Now, there are many different steps and many different kind of concepts you need to understand when you want to do an exercise like that, because a lot of people do this exercise right here like in such a way that doesn't help them achieve a better flexibility level and also compression level, so they can't build more strength and flexibility if they continue doing this exercise right here in this way here, because you got to understand the concepts if you want to improve your flexibility and strength here. So let's see the first variation. Now, two things here are really important, and these two things are where you put your hands on floor, all right, and where you keep your torso in relation to your legs. So really remember that the two most important things right here in this exercise here are these two. So where you put your hands and where your torso is when you lift your legs. All right, so guys, you may use a couple of yoga blocks to start, because this is the first principle. So the hands, depending on where you put your hands, the exercise will change. All right, so we gotta start here, like next to the knees. This is the starting point. We don't want to keep the hands behind the knees. Start from the knees. All right, now if you put your hands on the floor, the exercise gets easier, gets harder, sorry. If you kind of put something under your hands, so your hands stay above the floor like this, all right, the exercise gets easier this time. All right, so if you start here, the exercise will be easier than if you started here. All right, so blocks under the hands. Now, second principle, where your torso is when you lift your legs. All right, so when you do this exercise here, you want to make sure that your torso remains compressed towards your legs. So you want to bring your torso down. Now, you want to experiment a little bit with the exercise, which means that as you are here, you want to bring your torso down. All right, not too much, just start from an easy depth. But as you find that depth and you do the first variation of the pike pulse right here, you want to make sure that as soon as you move your legs, you don't move your torso. All right, so you don't want to move the torso when you move the leg. So first variation, we want to move one leg at a time. All right, so for example, I put my hands here, I'm straight, I push my body down. All right, I'm okay with that, perfect. So I lift one leg, and as you can see, I'm compressing down, and as I lift the leg, I don't move the torso. Now the other, 1, 2, and now the other again, 1, 2, and now the other again, 1, 2. All right, so this is the exercise. Now make sure that as you lift up, you remain there a couple of seconds before coming down. So 1, 2, and I come back, 1, 2, and I come back. All right, so this is the first variation. Now let's see the second one. In the second one, I want to do something like this. I lift one, I lift also the other, and I come down with both legs. So I lift one, I lift also the other, and I come back with both. I lift one, I lift also the other, and I come down with both. I lift one, I lift also the other, and I come down. All right, guys, so it's like I wanna start easy, I wanna go there and slowly come down, and repeat with the other foot. All right, now third variation, like it depends here on your flexibility level and strength level. Some of you may find the third variation actually easier than the second one, and also the opposite. All right, so this is not like the second and the third variation are really similar. So what you want to do in the second variation is this: you want to lift one, and then you want to change 1, 2, change 1, 2, change 1, 2, change 1, 2, change. Really keep those knees straight. All right, and I want to change, and I want to stay in the top position a couple of seconds every time I change. All right, so this is the third one. Now fourth one, all right, is our last one. All right, where you basically lift both feet off the floor. All right, so hands down, torso down, and I wanna lift, hold, and go down. And then I wanna lift, hold, and I wanna go down. I wanna lift, hold, and I wanna go down. And again, I wanna lift, hold, and I wanna go down. All right, so as you can see, I'm moving both my feet into the position. All right, now guys, as you can see, I've used the blocks for the entire duration of the exercise. So from the first one to the second one, third one, and fourth one, which is the last one right here, I've used the yoga blocks. All right, now it's time to understand that if you want to do this exercise here, these are the 4 main progressions. Don't think that there are like a dozen of progressions. Just use these 4 progressions to build your technique until the 4th variation. Then what you want to do from there, so let's assume you start from 0, so you start doing the first one, and then the second, and then the third, and then you finally achieve the 4th one, where you have your hands like here, you keep your torso here, and as you move the legs, your torso doesn't move from there. all right? So you are there, okay? But sooner or later you'll find that, okay, this exercise is good for me. What should I do to make the exercise harder? Now, keep in mind that the technique here plays a very, very big role. So keep in mind that you want to keep your technique clean. And from there, we can apply the two principles, or the two main concepts here, just to increase the intensity, which are where you put your hands and where you put your torso. First one, I don't want to use the blocks anymore, all right? I can put my hands on the floor, right next to my knees, all right? And I can do the same exercise. So, hands down, and since the hands are lower, as you can see here, if I keep my legs, my arms straight, my torso is here, and if I keep my arms straight, my torso is here, which is much lower, all right? So, same, I do the exercise right here, 1, 2, and I come down, and I go, 1, 2, arms straight, and I come down, and I go, 1, 2, and I come down, all right? Now, second, so the first one is just to remove the blocks. The second, progression is moving the hands forward. So rather than putting your hands like here, you want to put your hands closer to your feet. So for example here, keep my hands straight, my arms straight, externally rotated. And as you can see here, my torso is much lower than the previous variation. And I want to do exactly the same. But as you can see now, watch, my torso is here. I don't want to move my torso back because, trust me guys, a lot of people do something like this. Okay, I'm here. And then as they lift the legs, they go back with the torso. All right, this is something you don't want to do. So keep your torso down, for example, like here. Externally rotate the shoulders. Keep your arms straight. And then from there, 1, 2, and you come down. And then you go again. 1, 2, and then you come down. And then you go again. 1, 2. All right? This is what we want to do, guys. We don't want to move the torso when we lift the legs. Keep yourself humble. And another secret, for example, here, is just you play with the variations. Because, guys, who tells me that this variation here, all right, this variation here where I keep my hands here and I compress, is actually easier or different than this one. So here I'm doing the first variation, but as you can see, I'm compressing my torso way more towards my legs, which makes the exercise kind of different. So the fact that I'm not using the last variation and I'm using the first, but I'm doing the exercise with my hands here and my torso here, means that you can play with the variations just to feel how it feels. All right, now guys, talking about repetitions, all right, so you can do this exercise right here, different variations, different methodologies. You always want to stay on top a couple of seconds at every repetition, but on the last one, so you kind of shift the legs or you just stay there, and you can repeat this type of walk for 6 to 10 repetitions, okay? So from 6 to 10 repetitions, all right? So you wanna, for example, if you do something like this, 1, 2, and then you come back, 1, 2, and you come back, and you do that 6 times or 10 times, all right? Keeping your legs up a couple of seconds at every rep, but on the final one, you can stay there a little bit longer, for example, 8 to 10 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right, same here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the last one, for example, just 8 to 10 seconds or a little bit longer, you know, 5, 8 to 10 seconds. Play with that. Give yourself a sense of progressions. For example, the first week you start with 5 and then you move on from there, building up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds, for example, just to improve your practice. And guys, 6 to 10 reps, every rep you hold the top position, and a little bit longer on the last one. And another thing, like you can do a couple to 3 sets of this type of work right here. Okay, in the end of your training, or wherever you want, but you can do a couple or 2 or 3 sets, all right? And you can like play with the variations. For example, first variation, you do something like this, all right? Both legs straight, blocks down, and you do something like this. Then second set, you do something different. Maybe you do the first variation, but you increase the intensity with your hands and torso, because it's different, you know, and you can make gains here. Now guys, let me remind you that this exercise here and a lot of other ones are in my V-Seat video course, all right? So if you want to also improve your flexibility, play with exercises like these, you can find the whole explanation on that video course, and you can get also a ebook with that video course where I can explain to you how to manage your workouts. So how to create a workout with the flexibility stuff, with the strength stuff, just to improve your compression, all right? Whether if you want to do your press to handstand, your VC, or whatever kind of movement where you need to bring your legs towards your torso, I highly suggest you check out that video course, okay? Which, as I mentioned, is you can find it clicking on the link in the description down below. All right, guys. So these are the pike pulses, one of the best exercise you can do to improve your active flexibility. All right, here we are working on the hip flexion active flexibility, because the movement we are doing here is hip flexion. This is hip flexion because I'm bringing my hip into flexion. I'm compressing my leg towards my torso. Okay, here we're working on the active flexibility of our hips, okay, and legs. Guys, I hope that so far everything is clear, but if you need to ask any further questions or you got any kind of doubts, just feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, if you give this exercise a go, I'll be really happy to hear that or to answer to all your questions. If you enjoy the content, hit that like button and help me grow this YouTube channel. With that said, that's all from the Flexibility Guy, Coach Elia. Have a nice workout and see you in the next video.